Whatever works.
Oh, Pokemon card.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Alright. 3, 2, 1, go. So, yeah, this game is a lot slower than F-Zero X. But, so, first of all, I'm running all bosses, which is kind of a category we invented because the any percent of this game is 1 minute and 26 seconds long because there's one fatal glitch in this game that lets you enter the final stage from the get-go. So we decided to route all the bosses, and that ends up being at least 6 times longer, so it's about 12 minutes, a little bit less. And it shows off a little bit more of the game. It's actually like kind of a Mega Man style game where you defeat bosses, you get their weapon, and you can defeat other bosses. The difficult part about bosses is you have a lot of health, you can take a lot of hits, but projectiles from bosses kill you in 1 hit, so you gotta be a little bit careful. And that was our first boss, we killed Death. We got the golf club from that, and I still haven't figured out what it actually does. So we're not gonna be using that. We're gonna stick to the sword for now. Yeah, that's the first part. So it's kind of annoying to get rid of these ghosts because they spawn in weird ways, and having them on screen caused a lot of lag, so I tried to kill most of them, but sometimes it's just annoying to do so. Also, this game has really weird inputs. The jump gets delayed sometimes for no reason. The sounds are weird. It's just a glitchy game overall, and that's probably why I like it. So now we're going to the boiler room, and the boiler room has an item that lets you go really, really fast. And in the any percent, we have used that to clear the final stage very quickly. But for now, with the all bosses route, we're only gonna see it for a little bit. Because unfortunately you lose it every time you enter a boss fight. So this power-up lets us go like about 3 times as quickly. Yeah, it's almost F-Zero. Alright. So and then this is a bit of a tricky boss fight, so I have to manipulate where he goes without dying. And that's not good. Yeah, okay. That's already a death, don't worry about it. We respawn on the boss fight, so doesn't waste too much time. Alright. I should have him now. Good. So yeah, touching bosses is not good either. They drain your health really, really quickly. So let's try to not do that on the next bosses. Wrong way. Cool. So, now we're going to take a swim, actually. Oh, a cool thing about these bear traps, they can't actually hit you when you come from the right. I don't know. Bad programming, I guess. Alright, so the underwater stage is pretty interesting because as you'll see, we're not gonna go underwater at all. We're gonna do a little trick that lets us pretty much skip the entire stage. Well, we're gonna be doing it, but not in the intended way. So this is the underwater stage. And there we go. Swimming is super slow, it's about half the speed of walking. So you'll see how long this stage actually is. This saves about a minute, I'd say, so yeah, but I'm just holding right, not doing anything. And we can see the beautiful fishes and green spikes just flowing by. For a while. There's some rocks. Probably a heart, I think. There's a heart coming up. We don't need it. I mean, it's a lot of walking. You can see how this stage would be awful while trying to actually do it, but we just, yeah, we don't care. We just walk on the ceiling. and here is the door. Conveniently, there is a gap on the ceiling that lets you just enter that door. And then this is the most interesting boss fight of them all. And he's dead. Okay. That's the easy part of the run done. And we get some Japanese text. I'm running the Japanese version because for some reason the Japanese version is... And I don't need to go down here. The Japanese version is about 16 frames faster for every screen transition. And that is quite a bit, considering there is, I don't know, maybe 20 screen transitions? Saves quite a bit of time. And I don't have the correct weapon equipped. There we go. So now we're going to press up to go down in the toy box. Very, very interesting. This is probably the hardest stage to do normally, because it's very long and there's a lot of blocks that disappear and they like to eat your inputs. So a lot of runs end up just me falling into spikes because the game refuses to actually jump. I hope that doesn't happen now, but we'll see. Okay. So what we want to do is kill as many enemies as possible without backtracking or anything, because having enemies on screen wastes a lot of lag frames. Uh-oh. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, every time I get hit, you'd think you could damage boost the other way, but you don't. You always get knocked back in the same direction, which is very annoying. Alright, and we still have the dude that we had to do the underwater stage with. This dude can swim, but he doesn't actually swim all that much. Right, so here we're killing some enemies off screen. Again, to prevent lag frames. Ooh, so that's what happens with the jump not working. Like, it happens a lot. I can't really do anything about it. You don't have to do all that much again, though. You start on the same screen. Okay. I'd say it happens once every 4 runs that I dive that. So quite common. Okay, so now we're going into the Teddy boss, and he can only be hit by the fireball, which we acquired earlier. And if you don't get the fireball before this, you're pretty much game overing, because there's no way to actually get it once you go into this room. And he's dead. Only takes like 5 fireballs or something. Alright. Now, yeah, these bear traps can't actually hurt us, so... We got a block that is pretty much completely useless. Again, only 2 useful weapons so far. Alright, now we're going to the attic, where we're gonna meet Fester. And this is kind of annoying, because it spawns a lot of bats, and bats are lag. Lots and lots of lag. Okay. And Fester again can only be hit by the fireball. And you don't actually do damage to him. You have to knock him back. And then he gets struck by lightning, the poor guy. There we go. And again, these are boss projectiles, so if one of these wind blows or whatever he does, these gusts hit you, you're dead. Doesn't matter how much HP you have, it's an insta-kill. Oh, and the beam in the bottom right, the thing that goes down, that's your ammo. And if it goes down all the way, you can't actually shoot anymore. And if you die, it doesn't get replenished. So, again, if you ran out of ammunition, it's game over. Okay, we've done all the bosses now, and that opens a door in the basement. And that door is a very, very glitched door. So we're not actually gonna take the correct door. We're gonna open a barrel that has a glitched hitbox that lets you enter the final area without ever opening it. But we have opened it because this is the weird all bosses category that we invented. But we're not gonna go there the correct way. We're gonna glitch this ceiling. And then this barrel is supposed to be open, but I just jump into the closed barrel. No big deal. Alright, so this is the final area, and this area is a bit tricky. There's a lot of ways to die here. Alright, and I also have to be quite careful about my HP, because I want to do some damage boosts. And these damage boosts do a full heart of damage. Alright. Let's see if I have enough health. Yeah, I have enough health to do one more damage boost. And this is gonna put me on about 1/10 of an HP of a heart for the final boss, but it's fine. There we go. So this is the final boss. It's a lawyer that wants to buy your house or something, and we do this, walk under him, and now he can't do anything. And time is now. Sorry. There we go. That's Addams Family for Game Boy. All bosses. Yeah. Okay. The world record is 11-12, so that's alright.